Hi, welcome to Sonder Sisterhood. I'm Carrie, and this is a YouTube channel for the single childless person. Our video today is how is singlehood different in your 40s than in your 20s and 30s? So, the first thought that I have on ways in which it can be different is that when you're single in your 40s, oftentimes you have some life experience that can help give you a different perspective where you can appreciate some of the positives that come with being single. You have the ability to determine your time a bit more. You can determine what you want to do, where you want to go, where you want to live, if you want to make changes. These are all things that if there's a partner or somebody in your life that you have to run things by, right? You have someone else's opinion that's speaking into your life, and in some ways that's really helpful and great. However, this side of things can also be a positive. Number two, sometimes there's less conflict in your life when you're single. Particularly as marriages start to get in that decade, children start to become involved. Sometimes your friends might start to talk about how confining it can feel, how it can feel like they don't own their own time, that they don't have any me time, they don't have any time for themselves. And so sometimes when you're single and you don't have to run your schedule through anybody else, it means that there's not as much to argue about, right? Now, sometimes that's difficult because there's no one to blame but us. And when you're having to live your life in conjunction with somebody, you better have really good communication skills. Otherwise, things can start to get more conflict or more conflictual, and that can feel stressful. Number three, you have more control of your life. If you want to pivot your life, if you want to move, if you want to change jobs, if you want to start your own business, I'm not saying that you can't do things when you are in a relationship or that you are in a marriage. However, you don't have to run it by anybody. And sometimes that feels good. Again, you're in control of your life and you get to pivot as you see fit. I'm not saying there's not downsides to these sometimes as well. However, these are things that you can gain some appreciation of because it gives you more freedom. Those of us of a certain age, we start to have friends that are going through more divorces or infidelity, right? And sometimes it's nice to be able to think to myself, I'm going to live my life and I'm not going to get blindsided by something like that. Or I'm not living my life thinking it's going one way and somebody else also is doing their own thing and they could upend it very quickly. Again, I'm not saying that I'm anti marriage or that I'm not somebody who also sees the positives in being partnered. However, I think we all talk about those all the freaking time. And it's important that for those of us who are single, some of the things that are beneficial about that are also talked about. I think we deserve some bandwidth on that too. So, how is singlehood different in your 40s? If you're in your 40s or up, remember these things the next time somebody makes you feel less than because you're not partnered. One, you have more appreciation for the positives, more appreciation for the things that singlehood does allow you. Number two, sometimes there's less conflict in your life. You don't have somebody coming home from a bad day at work and taking it out on everybody else, right? Or you don't have somebody who's got loose boundaries with somebody and you're worried about that. Number three, you have more control of your own life. If you want to build something new or you want to pivot away completely, you get to do that. And you are the only decision maker on that. Things to think about. Let me know what I missed in the comments below. Continue to watch Sonder Sisterhood for more information, tips, resources, and community for the single and childless person.